Welcome everybody. Today we're going to be getting into a Magcargo deck. I wanted to create this deck because with the new update, this Pokemon brings a new element which is burned. Burned does 20 damage per turn, but it's not a continuous like say being poisoned. It's your opponent flips a coin, and if they flip tails, then they continue to be burned, and if they flip heads, then they get to come out of it. So deck is centered around Magcargo. It's much like my other fire deck if you see my previous videos before the update. However, this one's slightly different given that there are new Pokemon. So let's get into it. We got 2 Vulpix, 1 Ponyta, 2 Slugmas, 2 Ninetales, 1 Rapidash, which is interchangeable, whichever one you prefer. I prefer this one because it only takes 1 energy. Lets you put your energy elsewhere should you pull it. And then 2 Magcargos. Simple deck, quick hitting deck. All of these are 2 evolutions and they take 2 energies. So with that, we have 2 potions, 2 Professor Researchers, 2 Blaines, 1 Giovanni, 2 Sabrinas, and 1 Cyrus. It's a lot of changing out in this deck. Sabrina is very useful. Cyrus is one of the new cards with the update. And Cyrus is just a monster. And this is super helpful in case you got somebody who tries to go hide their Pokemon and Sabrina just can't bring it out. You got Cyrus now who you can switch in any other Pokemon that have active damage on it. And so with that being said, let's get into some battles. Typically, I like to go second with this deck, but going first isn't necessarily terrible. So we get a Ponyta and a Vulpix. Let's go ahead and lead with the Vulpix. See how that goes. Perfect. So he leads with this Hitmonlee, which isn't going to necessarily help him in this situation. We pull a Ninetales, so yeah, we're going to not put anything down so that Hitmonlee cannot attack us. We're going to force him to either retreat and use that Riolu or the Mankey. So we'll go ahead and get ready for war here and see what he does. I'm sure he'll bring that Mankey up. If he doesn't, that means he's trying to save it. So if he does not, we'll use Sabrina and bring out whichever Pokemon he doesn't want us to have. He might just go ahead and sacrifice, which is what it looks like he's going to do. So he's got this Marshadow in the background, which actually is a problem for us. Rarely do I do this, but I'm going to skip a turn. So that I can put an energy on the Slugma to get the Magcargo, because we don't want to attack and then we'll have this Magcargo here and need an extra energy. So I'm going to give him this turn. I don't mind that because now he has to waste his revenge on this Ninetales for just 20 damage, and that's perfectly okay. So now we will get into the Magcargo and see if Burned can help us out here. Got our Rapidash, so we'll use that next. So Magcargo isn't the most powerful. I mean, he only does 30 damage. However, Burned will give you an extra 20, so he really does 50 damage. And then if you flip tails like our opponent did here, you stay burned. So his next, unless he go ahead and retreats, he'll lose 20 again. So you can see he's trying to set up that Mars Shadow in the background. So what we're going to do is we're going to use Sabrina so that he has to bring out a different Pokemon. And then we will save this Mars Shadow he has here to use with Cyrus. So we're going to see if we can't just go ahead and set him up for failure here. Assuming he's not going to want to give up Lucario. So yeah, here we got the Hitmonlee. We'll use a potion while we're here. Force him to either use some energy or use a leaf if he has it to get that Hitmonlee out of here. He doesn't have either, so it looks like this might be a win for us, the way I'm seeing things. I mean, you always want to be a couple moves ahead of your opponent. Obviously, this is an RNG game, so it's really just going to come down to who gets the better card pool. However, you do want to somewhat look at it like chess. So here he's kind of giving up, not realizing that we have this Cyrus in our hand. So he's thinking, okay, well, I'll just go ahead and let him have the Hitmonlee, and but no, that's not how this is gonna work. So we're gonna go ahead and kill that. He's gonna revenge us with this Mars Shadow. And when he does that, we're gonna bring up the Rapidash, and then we're gonna bring up Cyrus, and that's gonna be the win for us. If he's smart, he might be thinking this through. This really doesn't make a difference, so I guess we'll just switch in the Magcargo and save a hit point. Well, actually, we won't, because he'll hit for 120. That Lucario is in the back, which he does. However, like I said, same difference. He's not really expecting this Cyrus, and that's why I said earlier, Cyrus is just such a beautiful card to have for situations like this. When the opponent thinks they got you beat, and then you bring this Cyrus out, it really will break their heart. Like it truly is. It truly is a heartbreak, and you see he concedes defeat. So that's how this deck works. You see, it's a quick hitting deck. It's nothing too much to it. We'll try one more battle here, see what we get. So we got another fighting type, and we start off with 2 Slugmas. So let's see. I think it said we're going first again. Okay, so pull the Magcargo. That's great. Pull the Sabrina and a Blaine. It's fine with us. We see our opponent pulled the Marshadow to lead with, which means he probably has a hand that's more so full of evolutions, and rarely do you see anybody lead with Marshadow. He's strictly a character that you bring in after one of your Pokemon gets knocked out. So as you see here, it says if any of your Pokemon were knocked out by damage from an attack during your opponent's last turn, this attack does 60 more damage. So that's how you want to use Marshadow. Marshadow is, you really want to get that extra 60 damage. So we're not going to attack him just yet. We'll go ahead and upgrade ourselves. Brings us down to 80. All right, we're not getting too much here. So let's see what happens. If we attack him, that'll bring us down to 60. So yeah, we'll do one attack here and see if burn helps us out a little bit. So it does hit for 20, which is great, but like I said earlier, it's not continuous. So as you can see, he just flipped out of that. It's a good chance he retreats here. I mean, I would. Use the potion. If he does retreat, unless he uses another potion, I'm going to bring him back. Preferably with Sabrina if he doesn't put another Pokemon down. If he does, then we'll go ahead and use Cyrus a little early and get that Marshadow out of the way. Great. So Hitmonlee doesn't really threaten us too much, so we're not too worried about that. However, we'll put this. Only thing about Magcargo is it takes 3 energy to retreat. And seeing as, you know, we're not running a leaf deck, I'd like to have that retreat up there just in case. So we'll go ahead and get this Marshadow out of the way. Leaves us with a little bit of health. However, you know, we're not too scared of this Hitmonlee, so we'll be able to attack until he pulls another Pokemon, which I'm guessing he just doesn't have a good hand. So Cubone could be a problem for us if he has the evolution. This guy wasted a Giovanni on that stretch kick because it doesn't work for bench Pokemon. Vulpix comes right on time. So Hitmonlee we want to save for later. Cubone is more of a threat to us. So assuming this is probably Magcargo's last hit, we're going to try to bring him down 50. So then just in case he does pull out an evolution on us, we should be able to handle it with Ninetales. He wasn't able to flip out of the burn, so he either has to retreat or he does have the Marowak. So knowing that he already wasted 1 potion, he didn't have the second one. So this will go ahead and kill him. We'll upgrade this Vulpix and get our last 2 hit points. We had a Blaine, which is what I was going to say, just in case he does use a potion. That's where Blaine comes in handy to do an extra 30 damage when you have Ninetales. So Ninetales can do up to 120 damage, which is decent. However, right here we didn't need it. You know, he had a Marowak X up, and that's it. Nothing else to it. Just a quick deck. You know, you don't want to let your opponents get set up with this deck. So this deck is purely just to go on the offensive with, get very fast knockouts like we did here, and not give your opponent a chance to set up. So thank you guys for tuning in. Feel free to like, please subscribe, and comment any different variations that you think I should check out or variations of decks that you use. Until next time.